Good morning. Welcome to Bated Breath Tarot. I don't know if you can hear, but it's raining outside, and it just felt like a really appropriate time to set up for this week's reading. In the background, I have an orange candle for invigoration and a white candle for cleansing. And before us right now are cards for general life and regarding the current and upcoming energies. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, so watch your eyes. Okay. I would like to discuss these cards as a whole, yet I'm going to bring them forward to the camera to show them individually. We have the Knight of Rods, and as far as illustration, it is one of my favorite cards. It is so beautiful. The Hermit, Seven of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, and the Four of Pentacles. I'm just giving a moment to take things in. The Knight of Rods is regarding a passion, either a current passion or past passion, and a looking back. And while he is dressed and adorned so beautifully, there's a sincerity about him, a regal nature, authentic, despite what may appear egoic. Then we have the Hermit, and in this particular card, the Hermit's lantern contains the star, which speaks to me of healing energy, like in the Star card. So we've been looking back on something, striving toward a particular goal. Perhaps that goal has been healing. And with the Seven of Pentacles, you see there's been so much work put into this endeavor, and there's a weariness now. It's like, is this ever going to be done? Will I ever see fruit from this? With the Five of Swords, the knight coming back after the battle and picking up the swords of the falling. And then finally, the Four of Pentacles sitting with the reward. So I would say that this is saying, hang in there for all of us feeling weary and weighted at this time. I did draw also some Fairy Oracle cards, and the cards that come forth from the Fairy Oracle, I believe, seems to maybe do a bit more regarding romantic life. We'll lay these out and we'll look at them as well. And I'll zoom the camera back out. We'll have a chat. Pardon me. There we go. Okay. We have the Green Woman. Oh, well. Unity. Perhaps a great deal of us have a feeling of unity, or the idea of unity, the feeling of unity being something that's just slipping from our grasp at this time. Like so close, but also just can't seem to keep it. So this is a fairy guide card, and this was my representation of my fairy guide at the time that these cards are come to be mine, say that way. We have the Dark Lady in reverse. I'm going to unblock her to give you a look of her upright. Gorgeous. The Piper. Singer of the Chalice. The Green Lady speaks of wild energy. She's the dandelion, not the daffodil. She perseveres. Sometimes even running naked through the forest in the day rather than waiting for nightfall. And has a bit of a, or perhaps even more than a bit of a, more than a shrug. Thinking screw you energy. And unity. And I don't know that you can tell by, or that what you see upon looking at this card, but it's quite feminine. There's also Ace of Swords quality, as well as the Fawn. And unity is about being a channel. For all of us, as we're all one, and to sit in contemplation of that whenever possible, and practice mindfulness regarding that, and trying to remember that when it comes to others. You know, I've been thinking recently and found recently that some of these practices that are so positive can be particularly difficult, because while we're holding space for others and their way of existing, there's part of you that knows in your heart or feels in your heart that, given the chance, they would not hold the same space for you in the same regard regarding your way of existing and your beliefs. So, which, of course, makes it quite difficult to continue to hold that space for them or that allowance for them. And yet, as light workers, that's what we're here to do. So, I'm feeling a call to encourage you to continue to hold that space, especially at this time. The fairy guide card is speaking of turning to your own higher systems, whatever they may look like, whatever they may be. The Dark Lady in reverse, this is a good card. Either way, she speaks of the dark side of the moon, the time just after full moon, what new beginnings have yet to arise. Should be giving her a tank top. It didn't even occur to me. She refers to our shadow selves, our shadow work, our parts work. And in reverse, some may say we're blocking that. I don't feel that. That's not what I'm getting from this at this time. I feel that perhaps we've done our share of shadow work and are moving on from that. The Piper is a very sensual card, and particularly to do with music. And we're receiving messages through music at this time. And particularly regarding romantic partners. So that he is calling to pay attention. Pay attention to what you hear. And also pay attention to the fact that others may hear more and what you are saying in your expressions or even your non-spoken language than what you realize you're putting off. The Singer of the Chalice is more feminine energy. She is the cup. She holds the potential. The nurturing. Is asking us to stand tall. Stay strong. It's much like the Ace of Cups. So to continue to hold faith and hope regarding the current times, the current energy, and the future. I did also pull a few cards for clarifiers. I'll show them to you now. We have the Four of Cups, the Seven of Swords, the Magician. In this particular Four Cups, This is about a waiting game. You see all this books and all this knowledge, and all of this has been accumulated, and this took time. And again, it's like the Seven of Pentacles. It's like, is this going to happen? Is this going to happen? And alongside it, the Seven of Swords. The swords being knowledge and information. And I get the feeling, rather than this being something happening outside of us, this is something happening within ourselves. Taking the knowledge and running with it. Magician. And what stuck out to me about this particular card at this time was the infinity symbol, which in this particular card speaks to me of, say makes it sound simple, but a set of goggles on his head. Which speaks to me at this time about insight, to really be observing and looking and watching others, and looking out for and watching ourselves, our actions, our demeanor, our words, our thoughts, what we're broadcasting. So, other cards that wish to speak to us at this time of our journeys at the current moment would be the starfish in replacing what was lost. And I will read the bottom of the card to you. It says, you now have the opportunity to rejuvenate and start anew, create with a new perspective or outlook. This card may also indicate abundance is on the horizon. And what sticks out to me about this card at this time is the number 12, which 1 plus 2 is 3. It's the number of creation, creativity, and also communication. And perhaps someone you've felt at some sort of loss with, that there will be communication between you coming up. And also these little guys. These are clownfish. Mutually beneficial venture. There is an extraordinary connection at the forefront of your life at this moment. Utilize this relationship to benefit everyone concerned. And finally, before the mudras of the week, we have trust your intuition. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. Oof. I pause as I'm really picking up on the energies of the collective this week, particularly the feminine. And it's a quite emotive experience. So just to express regarding this particular pause. And feeling safe. Which at this time, the feminine, a lot of the feminine, I would have to say probably most of the feminine, is struggling to feel safe at this time.